Alright my friends, how you all doing? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a brand new episode of our City Zoo build, Tropical Wings Zoo. So my friends, in case you've missed last episode, I'll link it above for you now, my friends. That was the monitor lizard build, I do believe, but I have been cracking on, my friends, and I have a brand new build, habitat, and lots of stuff to be showing you in today's episode. It's still not what I promised, and I've actually done a bit of moving and shaking, and we're actually going to talk a bit about that when we talk about next episode today. But my friends, without further ado, let's jump in and see what yours truly has been up to. So here we are, my friends. We are in Tropical Wings Zoo as per usual at the entrance gate. Now I know that I give it away, and I said this last episode, I know I give it away in the thumbnail what I've done, in the title, but I just like to start here at the entrance because there's usually a lot more than just the main part of the episode that I've been up to because of this project being what it is. I'm always touching bits up, I'm always reworking things, I'm always finishing stuff off because I never finish stuff. I move on because it gets a bit boring and that sort of stuff. But we've got a massive habitat reveal today, that I will say, but we've got some other stuff that I've been up to during the course of the two episodes that I've been doing as well, my friends. So let's get into those first and then I will reveal what I've been working on, my friends. So first and foremost, we need to come over here. I've actually been working on a few additions, basically, to the primate house, and I'm going to talk to you about the primate house as well, and I'm going to be making some minor changes. Nothing structural, because that would just be a headache, but I am going to be making a few changes. So I've started working on the front here, as you can see. I've started lining this out, and I've bought this water around the corner as well. Now I'm going to do like a natural sort of pond with a couple of fountains in it, and then we're going to fall off a little, with the rocks and stuff into what will be then sort of like the moat that is to the gorillas, and then there's going to be another stretch of water below that moat, so we're actually going to go down the level where the terrain's concerned and build a secondary one, which is where our pygmy hippos will go. But I'm not doing the pygmy hippos yet. I'm working in a certain direction at the moment, and so I'm not going to be doing the pygmy hippos, and I very much doubt they're going to get done for a while, which is why we have this heap of mess over here, basically. But yeah, so I've added some water, obviously, as you can see. It does need some tidying up, it does need some finishing, but I have finished off the foundations, basically, that the building sits on. So I'm ready to kind of crack on and do some work. I've changed it up a bit. I've actually put in a staff gate now. I probably need to put a little sign on the wall. I just forgot about that. But I'm actually going to be putting another gate here because I just think it'd be a bit strange to have a gate like that. But I'm actually going to put a second gate at the end. This is something I was working on a while ago and I just completely forgot about it. Put some lights in. We're actually going to put some cameras on a couple of those. And then when you come around the corner, you're going to see, obviously I've added this higher fence in. We've got this little area. This is why I want to put this gate here. And then we've got this gate here, and we've got these fences up and stuff. I wanted there to be a second entrance into the gorillas, and the reason for that is it's such a big yard that the staff won't use this. This is just for aesthetical purposes. This is just to look nice, basically. But it's such a big yard, I just thought there was potential that they could use another gate, basically. And what I am going to end up doing is actually building this so that there's another gate here. So there's almost like an airlock system. Zoos do that a lot with numerous animals, and I thought it'd be a good idea, basically, to do it like this. I know people are going to look at this fence and think, oh, the gorillas could probably climb that. I don't dispute that at all, but I'm going to try to do something so that it looks as though that there's electric wires on the sides and on the top, and that's basically a deterrent that a lot of zoos use for animals like your gorillas and your chimpanzees. I want to try to come up with some sort of design to mimic that, because I want to do some stuff with the mandrills as well. So yeah, I've been doing a bit of work there. Then I've been doing a hell of a lot of work back here, ladies and gents. This used to be all rock face, and I see, I think it's Caesar. I think it might be Caesar Designs or Caesar. But it's basically someone I've subscribed to recently, new, and I see them do a beaver habitat, and they did this sort of wall design using the fake tree. And so I've decided to go the same route. I really like the way it looks, actually. It does look a bit more natural. Now, the reason it's looking a bit funky at the moment is that I probably need to go in and redo all of the plants. And that's the change I'm going to be making to all of my primate habitats. So I'm going to be removing all the plants and doing them all again. I don't know what it is. I think after building the tortoise habitat and the habitat that I'm going to show you today, after building those two, I'm just not happy with the way the foliage and the rocks look in the primate house, basically. So I'm going to go in, take all the foliage out, rework them, and I might rework the gorilla climbing frame as well, because I like it, but I feel like I could do a better job, especially when I look at the chimpanzee one. I think it's head and shoulders above. So yeah, I might just do some rework into the yard. Like I say, nothing structural, although I'm still having issues with this, where they're cutting across the building. I don't know how to solve it. I put this wood in and it has helped a little bit. So I'm thinking about potentially putting wood all the way around, because that does seem to have sorted out some of the issue. But we'll have to wait and see, basically. It's a bit of a pain at the minute. I don't know why, because it worked initially, but every time I load the game up, there seems to be a brand new problem where the mandrills are concerned. But yeah, been doing a bit of work there. I've also been like doing little bits and bobs, you know, like starting to add in like guttering and trims, and really just trying to get the primate house finished and together, because it's still, believe it or not, there's still a lot of work that needs doing on this. And you know, I feel like I need to get it finished before I really crack on with other stuff now, because I keep ignoring it. And then over here in the chimps, I'm going to be doing the same thing, and I'm also going to be ripping out this wall at the back. I don't really like this rock face, and I'm going to rip it out. This doesn't make sense, because I think chimpanzees could probably climb up that and then they'd just walk along and out. So it actually doesn't make sense at the moment. So I'm going to actually remove all of that. I'm going to use this fence just at the back. And then I'm going to try to figure something out that we can do back there to make that look a little bit better. Their climbing frame I'm absolutely buzzing with. I love it. But yeah, there's just a few things that are starting to bother me where the primates are concerned, ladies and gentlemen. What else have I been up to? Because I know I've been doing some other stuff. Ah, yes, it was around here. So obviously we did this tortoise, then we did the Nile monitors. I am going to throw it out there now. There is a chance that I'm going to go in and rework the indoors, especially now that I'm doing those walls different, because I think if I did that wall design that I've done sort of in the gorillas around the back and around the pool, I think it might look quite nice. So I might go in and rework that slightly, but not a lot. Also, I've put in smaller boards now. Basically a trick, and Eben taught me this, so a big shout out to Eben. If you want to use these as education boards, the smaller ones, what you do is you just sink the larger education board into the ground, and then they'll look at this and treat it like education. It was obvious, it was there in front of me, but I just didn't think of it. So yeah, that's a little thing now. And then what I have been doing is I've been working on this, which is like backstage stuff behind the monitor lizards. I've added in some planting now just to kind of tie all that area up. You will notice that this area is looking absolutely beautiful. Like, I'm really, really happy with the way that's come together. I think it looks really nice. And then I've kind of continued this design on, and I've done our backstage gate. Now, I said there were going to be a couple of big gates here. There was going to be one this side and one this side, because obviously the animals that we're going to have along here are quite large, and so I wanted some big service gates. So I've added the first over this side. I've continued this like design and the colour and whatnot. And then yeah, you come the other side, my friends, and you'll see it's on like a slide system. So I've built all that. I've tied all the back up here. I've done all the pavement back here now. But yeah, there's bits that have been left because I'm not sure what direction I'm going to go in. But yeah, I've added that as well, my friends. So I'm really, really getting somewhere at the moment. I really feel like this zoo is starting to come together. But enough of that. We've got something very, very exciting to do now, and I can confirm, as you've already seen, that Adventure Africa is officially a go, ladies and gentlemen. Now, like I've already said, we're not starting with the animals I said we were gonna, and I'm gonna talk about that today. But instead, I started building something, and it really come together nice. And this is a bold statement, and I said this on Discord as well. But I genuinely think this is one of my best builds to date. So I'm really, really buzzing to show you this. But we're going to enter Africano as we would as a guest. So you're going to come down this way. You're going to go under the tunnel. As you can see, one of the staff members is using the tunnel, which is great to see. And then you're going to come up the other side, ladies and gents, and you are met with this. Yes, this is what you are going to see first when you go into Adventure Africa, my friends. Now, there are a few bits and bobs that are all over the place. There is a little bit of planting that isn't finished, but to the most part, this is done. There's a couple of things I want to do, and there's a couple of things I'm going to change, but we're going to talk about that as we go through. Now, this is our new hyena habitat. Now, obviously, hyenas, they were on the list. I'm going to be honest with you. They were an animal that I have never done in Planet Zoo, and it was one of the animals that I hadn't thought about what I was going to do with them either. I've got really, like, when I was thinking about Adventure Africa, I've got ideas for wild dogs, I've got ideas for meerkats, I've got ideas for the aardvark, and I've got ideas for the giraffe, and I've got loads of ideas, basically, flying about for all the African animals. But the one I hadn't thought about, I hadn't even considered, was the hyenas. And I started building this habitat, and then I thought, yeah, this is going to be prime. This is going to be prime hyena habitat country. This is our clan. We've got 3 hyenas in here, and we're going to talk about it in a moment, my friends. But let's talk about all the infrastructure and things first. Now, this is something that's going to be changed. I've put these banners here, but I'm actually going to make 4 sort of one-off banners for Adventure Africa. I want this to be basically what I want Adventure Africa to be is almost like the thing that people go to the zoo for. This is like the most amazing part of the zoo, is the African section. I said to you when I was going to build it, I want it to be slightly themed, but not themed to the point that it gets over the top. And I think you're probably going to pick up on that, looking at fences and looking at the colours and stuff like that I'm using. So I'm going to be making 4 like one-off banners for Adventure Africa that are going to be there. And I think it's just such a cool place to put the banners, because as you walk up, you're going to see the banners sort of overhanging. And I was left with a fair amount of space there that I didn't really know what to do with, to be honest with you. And then we come up this way. Now, obviously, this board is going to evolve over time. My image that I used, this is very orange. And I'm not sure why it hasn't translated into the game the same colour, but I kind of like it. I do kind of like it, so I'm thinking of leaving it. As you can see, I've changed the colour scheme for these boards. I might do that a couple of times, like I might do it for the aquatic part of the zoo, but the green version will remain for the most part around the other parts of the zoo. And I am thinking about changing the wood colour as well to kind of match up with the colours I'm going to go with. But as you can see, your spotted hyena is that way, my friends, and it's the only thing on there at the moment, because we've not built anything. I probably could have added, animals and stuff I'm going to do this way, but I haven't got round to it yet, so I didn't really want to do that. But we are going to go this way and look at the hyenas, my friends. Now, it's very, very open, this area, really, really open, but obviously the path isn't everywhere where I've put like this. This is why I like doing custom path, because you can cover up areas of ground that you don't want to do anything with and make the paths look wider than they actually are as well. Now, the path is pretty wide here. Like the path does actually touch both these wooden pieces, so it is pretty wide in places, but in other parts it's not. Like, for instance, where I've placed all this stuff, there's no path there, so then there won't be any clipping with the guests when we eventually let them in. So it's one of the reasons why I do it. So yeah, if you come this way, there's 2 viewing areas for the hyenas. I did think about doing an indoor viewing area, but I think I'm going to save that for other animals. Because of the way that I've done the backstage building, it would have been really difficult to kind of like try to do that. So I decided not to. But you've got 2 outdoor viewing areas, one shaded, one is at the top of a moat, and the other one is shaded, and it's kind of a face-to-face viewing area with a glass section at the front. But as you can see, we've got your planters first. The flooring's not finished because I don't know what direction I'm going to go off in. So basically this piece of flooring here has been left on purpose, so is this, just so I know where the path is. This is the way I do pathing basically. It's a little probably overcomplicated, but it's the way I like to do it. So you met with these 2 planters first. As you can see, the foliage has been changed up. I'm still using foliage that would grow in a temperate climate, but I have changed it up a bit so that it feels like it mixes with the theme a little bit more. I found a few plants as well that, you know, if you sink them down into the ground, they make lovely bushes, something that we don't have enough of in the game. So yeah, we just bring in some shade to the area and just bring in some height and some green as well. And then if we come round this way, I'm showing you all the boring stuff first and I'll show off the habitat in a moment. So if we come round this way, we've got like a little seating area, planter, and we've got another one of our donation stations. I know it rhymes and it's not intentional, but I do quite like it. But yeah, this is one of our donation stations. Obviously, we've got our hyenas. I still need to do these boards. And what I'm actually thinking of doing is... the reason I've not been put in, like people have not picked up on it, and the reason not is because we're not really playing this to make money. This is literally just a sandbox zoo. Anything goes. So I haven't been putting donation bins in. And the reason for that is I think they're ugly. 1, and 2, I hate that bit at the top that spins because you can't disguise them the same way you can disguise like a normal bin. But I am thinking about putting those donation bins close to this because then I think it would make sense. But yeah, I've just put a normal bin this time, and yeah, so that's one of our donation stations. This here, my friends, is staff entranceway. Again, I've done it very, very similar to the way I've done it over here because I like continuity. I like things to really flow the same because I feel like when you are building, you want to do that because familiarity and whatnot. So yeah, I've done that. I've got a little staff entrance here. We go this way. It does go up slightly, and then we go around the corner. I need to sort this bit out. I haven't done that yet. But yeah, we go around the corner, and this is a staff access gate. Now, because I couldn't get the switch anywhere, I've just built this little pole with the switch thing on it, which doesn't look terrible, does it? I actually think it looks all right. So yeah, we got a bit more of a heavy-duty gate at the back. Again, because of our pesky little guests and whatnot. So yeah, new fence design. I'm not going to be going crazy with this fence because again, a bit like the other fence, it is piece heavy. But I think in places we are going to need you know, a prettier fence than what I've been using. I've basically been using this, haven't I, recently, but we're going to need prettier fence than that. So yeah, I've just gone with basically a toned down version of what we were doing, rather than there being a heavy amount of pieces. I haven't finished the plant in here. I just need to continue sort of planting it all in. I'm hoping to make some sort of like put maybe a statue or something in here because I don't do that enough, and I keep looking at zoos and they do fountains and statues and all these sorts of things, and I always forget about that. So I need to start doing that. So that's why I've left that space for potentially to do that. And then this area here, we've got our seating, but what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to make a circle. I'm going to make something, and it's going to be like a circle shape here, and I'm going to have loads of like boards on it, and I want it to be loads of different sort of hyena facts. I just didn't get around to finishing that, but I think that would be quite cool if we put that in there, and it'd be a cool place to go and look and learn about the hyenas, and there's like a little seated area there as well. So yeah, that's that basically. Now we get into the nitty gritty, my friends. So I think what I'll do is I'll run you through the house first, and then we'll have a good look at the habitat. Now, the reason why I think this is one of my best builds to date is I've done most of it's custom fenced. I have finally got to grips with the faux rock. I think I found a shade, and because I've been using that tree design as well, that makes edging nicer. You can put plants on that stuff and they look like they're growing out of them. It just looks a lot nicer. I feel like I've kind of, I don't know, I had a light bulb moment basically, but yeah, we'll take a look at the habitat in a moment. But yeah, that's just a little overview. But if we go around here, my friends, what I've had to do for now, because I don't know how the back lot area is going to work fully, you're going to see I've started putting in like road sections, which are going to be like loading bays and pavements and whatnot, but I haven't finished it. And the reason for that is I do feel like we've got space over here to go with another animal and then have a building there. What we've got to do is, as you can see, I put another access gate in. I've got to somehow get this road to continue round, and then we'll have a big gate and a big gate, a bit like we did the other side. We're going to have to do that over here because it's going to be the only way to get the access in, because I didn't want to do too many access points on this side of the road because I didn't want it to get silly with the stop starting for, you know, the traffic that passes through the road basically. So yeah, that's one of the things that I haven't really figured it out yet how I'm going to go about it. And there probably will be another animal over here because I just feel like it'd be a big waste of space otherwise. If not an animal, we could put a restaurant over here, but I feel like because we've got this eatery here, I'm thinking about doing a restaurant closer this way, and I've already got an idea of what I'm going to do. So yeah, that's that. So for now, the backstage area actually comes this way, and it follows a gravel path. And this isn't unusual either. Like, this is something that would be done. Go all the way around the back of a habitat. I maybe should have double fenced in places, but I felt like because this is you know, staff, this side, the staff would look in anyway, so yeah, didn't bother. I just double fenced at the front. But yeah, go around this way. Now this is technically got this building has technically got 2 entrance points. One is more just staff in and out. The other one is that if animals ever need to be removed and whatnot, they can be this way, and they would come out this door and then straight into the loading bay area. That's why I've built this building the way I have. The building, to the most part, is done. There's probably just a few little details that need to go on the wall and little bits and bobs that need to be placed inside. But yeah, this is the animal house. So at the back, you can see obviously we've got this glass section with this nice piece of roof, because I didn't want to go with a flat roof again. I know I've gone flat at the front, but I wanted there to be some shape to it. And then if you look at the front, you've got the doorways and the animals go in and out. I'm going to throw this out there. The doors ended up being a right pain, and they're the only bit of the build that I don't like. So basically, if animals just walked straight in and we didn't have to worry about this 180-degree turning ability in doorways, this doorway is big enough. But look at the size of the doorway that you have to build because of the way the game works. It's annoying. I hope if they ever make another edition of Planet Zoo, they get to grips with that problem and they just do it as a walk forward and walk back, because that's essentially how things enter doorways anyway. So yeah, it's one of those things. It's the only thing about the build I don't like is the size of the doorways, but it's one of those things. It's just the way the game works. So yeah, that's the front of the building. And as you can see, the front looks different to the back, and that's because I wanted to theme up the front to kind of match in with the habitat, whereas the sides and the back, obviously, I've gone with this industrial sort of green design because that's what I'm kind of flowing with, as we've seen, as I've built a lot of stuff already in this zoo. So let's take a look inside this building first. So as we go inside here, my friends, you're met with kind of like this, almost like this lobby. This door obviously goes forward, and it's double doored, airlocked, because that's the way it's done. And then that goes out into the habitat for our zookeeper. And then if you come back this way, this door here goes into the holding area. Now, what I've done this time is that I've basically, I did a wild dog house in JCP, and I forgot to do any windows. Now, they always will do stuff like this, like windows or mirrors or whatnot, just in case animals escape. They have to do this to be safe. And so I've done windows this time. And yeah, I think it ends up looking really, really nice. So if we go inside, my friends, this is what you're met with when you come inside. So yeah, it's pretty detailed. And I've done these nice lighting units, and we've got electrical, you know, wires that are going this way that are connected to those lighting units, you know, that end up going through into other rooms and whatnot. We've got all our lighting inside there. But yeah, I've really, really gone in this time. All the switches on the doors. You know, we've got a line here. So basically this is almost like a safety line. You go beyond here. But yeah, this is kind of like you walk straight through, and then these are the areas for your animals. Now, something I've been looking at when obviously I do look at a lot of reference material is I see these little hatches. Basically, they pull them down, they put stuff in, and they push it through, and they'll be like it sends the treat or the food or whatever the other side for the animal to take out. So I've decided to make them. They're not. I don't think they look like bang on, but they are decent enough. I think, you know, they look nice enough, like they've done the job basically. And then yeah, as you can see, we've got all of our sort of cages and whatnot all figured out with the doors. And then yeah, you come inside, and we do have some ventilation pipes going through, more lighting on the ceilings and whatnot, and we even have our doors so they can gain access from one room to the other. Like I say, this door would actually be big enough. This door is atrociously big. It is what it is. It's one of those things that you kind of just have to put up with where Planet Zoo is concerned, my friends. But yeah, what I would need to add on this wall is I'd like to add like a couple of sinks, some hose pipes, and maybe like some notice boards and whatnot. But other than that, I think we're pretty much set where the building's concerned. And then if I just take you up, just so you can see like the rest of it, you come this way, my friends, and then you go through the other side, and yeah, you're met with a very kind of like small room, and that's why I say this side is just you know, for staff in and out, whereas the other side is for guests, not guests, for taking the animals in and out. I've just realised that door probably needed sinking in a little bit further, but it's all right. I think we can get away with it. And yeah, and then you go out this way, and then you're the other side basically, and that is the animal house, my friends. We get some natural light here, and then we also get the lighting units inside. So yeah, that's that, my friends. I don't really feel like too much more needs to be done where that building's concerned either. I think we're pretty tied up. Like I say, I just need to get some decorations on that wall, and I probably need to get some like stuff to just fill the voids in that room. But other than that, I think we're done, my friends. So that's that. Now let's actually take a look at the habitat. So this is viewing area 1, my friends. This is the one that's this is the one that's got the water at the bottom. You know, this is the moated, what they call a moated viewing section, because obviously there's an overhang. So yeah, this is that. So what I've done is I've built these so they're slightly higher, you know, for the other, and I've put glass in the bottoms in case there's any small little tiddlers that want to look through the glass. And you'll see there's almost like this cave that they look straight out onto, and then we've got this water at the bottom. But yeah, it's just a nice little cave there, and you often see the hyenas sleeping and whatnot. This is actually high enough that they can get in and use it, which is amazing. And it's still, you know, it doesn't look too weird. As you can see, we do have to come down quite the gradient, but I've smoothed it all off both sides, but it's still quite steep, to be fair. So yeah, that's kind of like the viewing section 1. As you can see, all the fence is, you know, all themed, all done in that design. So if I just take you in, so you can see the back side of it, this is how it looks. So that's your water pool there. A rock's gone. No, it hasn't. It's still there. It's just the colours that I've used. Yeah, so basically, as well, a shout out to Lexi, who watches a lot of the videos on this channel. I was talking, obviously, to them on the Discord, and they mentioned that there's actually the mud came in non-grid form, and I didn't realise. And so I've used it, and I tell you, the texture on it is so much nicer, and it's going to make a world of difference using that in this African section, because it's going to look really nice. But as you can see, I've put all this wood design, kind of carried it along here, and then yeah, just kind of like rocks up to the points either side, because obviously we needed to put our fences in, and I didn't really know how to finish that off because I didn't want to bring the fence all the way up to here, but I actually think we've done a pretty good job in putting these rocks in and you know, finishing off those areas, just so you can get a better look at the fence. It's all custom made, by the way, the fence. Yeah, it took a while to get it all together, but it does look pretty nice. So all the stuff at the front I've gone with grey, and then the stuff at the back is actually green because I wanted it to kind of blend in. And it does, doesn't it, to some extent? I think it does look really nice. So that's just kind of like the way I've done that. And then if we walk around this way, obviously you met with seating and more foliage and whatnot. And I should say as well, we've got all of our, I've already done these, we've got all of our Learn at Tropical Wings done. So yeah, if we go around this way, we go up a bit of a gradient. As you can see, there are some steps here because we do actually go up a little bit. We go up a gradient towards this point. And then we come to this area here, and this is the bit I was talking about, which is covered. And then we've got like this glass area where you can be sort of face to face with the hyenas. Because I've not finished all this off here yet, I am going to do some more seating. I'm going to do like probably a couple more benches here, but because I don't know what direction we're going to go off with the path yet, I didn't want to put them all in. That's just to kind of represent what I'm going to do. We got more of that fence here. We got that nicer fence at the back, and I've started to put trees and whatnot in here because I wanted to disguise all this building behind the best way possible. So yeah, then we step down into this area, and I say step down because there is a minute step there, but we do step down. We met with a hyena fax on the wall there. And then you come over this side and you are met with a meet the clan, basically, and these are the 3 hyenas that we have at Tropical Wings at the moment. So we've got Ludo, and I'm going to throw this out there, all the names were just randomly generated by the game. Ludo, that is a brilliant name. Now, a lot of people know I'm a West Ham fan. Ludo McCloskey is a famous son of West Ham, was a brilliant goalkeeper for us in his time. And I love the fact that this hyena's name is Ludo. Sadai and Zubadai, I think is how we're saying. I'm not sure. I'm not the best at pronunciation. But yeah, there's your Meet the Clan as well, ladies and gents. So you get to meet the hyenas that are here. And then, yeah, if you come up just to the front, you can see this is a great way to get a real close and up close personal look at your hyenas. And as you can see, there's one of the little blighters there. You can see the sort of food hanging as well, so you get to see them eating. And I have placed a few things over here to kind of make them go over this way. What I'm potentially thinking of doing is there is a piece of this thatched roof that is a slight overhang, and I was thinking about putting that on in case there's some shade there, and then potentially just putting some bedding in like near the rocks, just to see if the hyenas would come over and sleep in front of it, because I think that might be a really cool way to get the hyenas to come over here. But yeah, so that's the other viewing area, ladies and gents. It's not crazy. This is what I was saying about the rocks now. I feel like I've finally got to grips with how to make these rocks look like pretty nice, and I've used them like really subtly in corners where this is, where the fence design needs to finish, but obviously they're high enough and it just looks really good. Whereas this is why I need to go back and work on the primate house, because I don't think the rocks look half as good over there. And then yeah, let's just jump into the habitat and take a look, my friend. So I do this with all my habitats. I go with the higher bush at the back, so the trees and whatnot. It's a popular technique used by people in that field, using the higher stuff at the back. So that's what I've kind of done to kind of like really close all that in. I have added a few higher sections where they're needed, where our hyenas don't really tend to go that much, and then I've just little pockets of bush. Now, I'm not sure if it needs any more planting. I didn't want to go over the top because I didn't want it to feel like it was on the borderline of a forest. As we know, hyenas are on the plains of the savannah and stuff where, it's long grass and, the odd tree and stuff like that. So, you know, I didn't want to go crazy, but I feel like it is a very pretty habitat more than anything. So yeah, if we go around this way, you're going to see that I've placed like loads of bits and bobs. So we've got their hanging feeder around here. If we keep going round, it's all kind of like, I just did all the foliage at the back because I wanted it to kind of like, you know, disguise the fence a little. But there's loads of different terrain levels, as you can see. You know, we go up again there at the back. So, you know, you've got one level at the bottom, there's a second level there, there's a third level there, and there's a fourth level there. So we actually go up a fair amount, you know, where this habitat's concerned. And this is something that people have always said to me, that I need to do this more. And it's amazing that taking that advice on, and I have done it now, it's amazing sort of like the detail that it can add to a habitat. But yeah, if we go around this way, see a couple of our hyenas are over here. Yeah, we just kind of drop down again, and just heavy foliage all in the corner there. We'll spin this around. I've used like logs and stuff as well because I think they just bring a little something to it. There's this great one that's like got this here is just like roots of a tree, which I think is really good if you sink it down, and I've used that a few places. And then yeah, you come back up this way. And yeah, if you look, just looking at the back of the rock face, they can actually walk up this rock face, should they wish. That's why I've built it the way I have. Maybe this would have been an amazing thing to do for lions. I've just realised there's a big bit there that needs filling in. That was filled in. I think I might have deleted something by accident. I'll have to go in and sort that out. But there was a piece there, definitely was, because you didn't see all that edge. I think I've deleted something. Oh well, here's what it is. Let me just take a look quickly behind here. No, that's all encased. No, I think I might have. I don't know. I'll go back. I'll go in and have a look anyway. But yeah, they can actually walk up that, which is pretty cool. And yeah, that is the hyena habitat, ladies and gents. You'll have to let me know what you make of it in the comment section below. You know, I am actually thinking about doing a Let's Build Together where this fence is concerned, because I actually really love it, and I think a lot of you might like it as well. I need to finish off these back lot areas. I'm thinking about just putting plants in, nothing too crazy back here. But yeah, they just need finishing off. But yeah, other than that, my friends, we are pretty much done where showing off the hyenas are concerned, but there's still plenty more to talk about in today's episode. Okay, my friends, so we are going to continue because we're going to get to a bit that we call What's Happening Next. And yeah, basically what I want to talk to you guys about is the Adventure Africa area. Now, when I first was thinking about doing this, I didn't think I was going to be able to get much in it. I'm going to be honest, because I didn't think it was that big. But if you're looking at that, hyena habitat there, we've actually got so much room over here that I feel like I can do a lot more with this area than I had originally planned. Now, you will remember that the meerkats, aardvark and the fennec fox were supposed to go over here. I've completely changed my thinking on that because obviously now the hyenas live there, because I've just thought that they made more sense. What I'm thinking of doing is actually this pocket here is where I'm going to place those three animals. Because I think it's a nice transition from here. We come this way, and we're going to put them in there. The meerkats, I've got an idea based on a zoo that I've been looking at recently, about having two pockets of meerkats joined with either a bridge or a tunnel. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do, but the bridge might be cool because you could go over the top of the walkway, and then you could have either side of there, you could have little buildings that they go into, so that underneath the bridge is actually glass panels. So those small sections under the bridge, they are actually areas like dens basically that the meerkats go into, and you'd be able to see that underneath the bridge. And then we continue on, there'd be the open areas, and then there'd be like the behind the scenes stuff that I'd have to build as well, because I'm thinking about doing that for the meerkats, and then doing more of an indoor house for the aardvark and the fennec fox, and just having that building with two animals in it, because I think if we try and do three, the logistics of it were getting really confusing. So yeah, we're going to have the aardvark and then the fennec fox. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to add anything else in the building. I did think about adding, a couple of bugs from a that part of the world, because I feel like it's education on, you know, what eats what, food chains and all that sort of stuff as well. So yeah, I'm thinking about putting, you know, those guys in here, and then I'm thinking about, obviously we're going to have a second bit to the meerkat, probably, you know, here. And then around about here, I'm thinking about doing a restaurant, like a small restaurant, because I've got an idea for that. And then back here, in this area, I'm thinking about doing like a warthog, like wallow, basically, back here. That's what I'm thinking about doing. So then if you really think about it, all of this section will be, you know, filled in, this side of this road. So basically, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build everything this side of that road first, and then we will tackle everything the other side of the road next. Okay, so that's how I'm going to build. So I'm probably going to fill all of this area out before I even think about building over this side. But I'm going to try to take you through my thinking on what's going to go where. So we got warthogs over here. We got meerkats, aardvark, fennec fox sort of here. We got a small restaurant here, and I want to do like a seating area on the outside of that restaurant, so that'll probably be here, and that's probably going to take up that area over this side. Then we've actually got a massive area to play with over here, right? So I'm going to be doing the painted dogs different, very different to the hyenas, and I'm going to be doing them really different to how I did them in JCP. I'm going to do a wild dog run, basically, and it's going to be heavily influenced by London Zoo's painted dogs. Basically, they have a very long habitat at London Zoo that is, it's all, you know, it's all a bit up and down, but the viewing area goes from high to low to high. So you start off really high, looking over in, and it goes down into this circular glass viewing area. And then it goes high again with another section. But you can basically see the wild dogs all the way along that piece of path that goes that way. And that's what I want. I want to be able to look into that the whole way along, but not, it won't be, you know, really intrusive, because there'll be a higher sort of area. Now, this does pose some problems with things like their behind the scenes stuff and their sleeping quarters. Now, their quarters are going to be at the same height as their habitat, and what we're going to do, and this is based off something that I've actually been reading about, we're going to make a service elevator. Obviously it won't work, it'll be fake, but we'll make a service elevator so that when the animals need to come out, they take into the service elevator in their crates, up and then out. So we're going to be building something that, you know, does that job, and obviously we'll have a staircase that goes down as well. So we're actually going to be building a backstage building for the wild dogs that sort of sits semi-underground. It's going to be quite the task, but I really want to do it. And so the wild dogs, their habitat's gonna, I'm not sure if I'm going to do the wild dogs right on the river, and then do, like, you know, double fences along here, and then just do it really, really long. And I'm talking like long. I want to do the wild dogs, like, I want to give them a really long habitat. It won't be that wide, but it'll be really long. So we'll give them that, and then we'll do like their building and stuff, and then we're still left with a lot of room and a lot of animals. Now, we know our elephants are going to go over here because we want to do a massive facility for our elephants. There was someone in the Discord called Mr. Gecko, who I've been talking to a lot on the Discord, so a big shout out to them, suggested doing the lions potentially here, as a continuity from, you know, our African lizards and stuff, and then we continue sort of Africa over with the lions. And the more I think about it, with the elephants here and the lions could be there, we're going to have this huge backlot area that could service both those animals. I really, really like the thought of potentially doing the lions here as well. So I think the lions and the elephants are going to be this side of the road, but on this side we've got all this room. So I'm going to do the giraffe, and then we're going to do the zebra, and we're going to do the gazelle. They're going to go in together. The zebra and the gazelle are going to go in together. We've got the giraffe, which I'm thinking about doing on their own, but making it look like the zebra and the gazelle could go in with them, because I know in a lot of zoos they do put them in, but I kind of want to keep my giraffe separate. And then I've got the ostrich. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the ostrich, if I'm going to leave them separate or if I'm going to put them in with another animal, but I am thinking about a small kind of like ostrich habitat up this end, and then we'll have to have like a secondary sort of food store type thing, even if it's just like a little ice cream shop or something like that. We will need a second one, and we're going to need toilets and things like that. So that's the plan basically for Africa in its entirety. That's how I've got it going on, my friends. This area up here with the zebra, the giraffe, the gazelle and whatnot, it's going to be, you know, like an open savanna area. That's what I want to try and do. I want it to feel really big and open, and that's why I'm going to be putting them all close together. And then I'm thinking, because this is bigger than I thought it was going to be, I'm actually thinking about adding the rhinos. Yes, because I just feel like they would be a really cool animal to add, and we could do a rhino elephant house together and have the rhinos next door. And it just finish off the African area like really nice. So the African area actually would be like all, basically it's going to be all this bottom piece here, and then it's probably going to be like all like this piece here. But then we're still left with all this zoo to do what we want with, you know, to do those indoor enclosures, to do the otters, to do the sea lions, to do the aquarium, to do our Asian area with our orangutans and stuff like that. You know, we've got loads of room, but I just feel like, you know, getting the African area all tied up down here is just going to look so nice. And I love the lion idea there. And they even built, you know, they built the picture for me, you know, what to do and how we could make it look amazing. And yeah, so that's what I'm thinking of doing, my friends. So, yeah, that's it. That's going to be next episode. I hope you signed on for it, my friends, because it could be really special. And so there you have it, my friends. We are done and dusted for another episode of Tropical Wings Zoo. I do hope you've enjoyed it, my friends. Obviously, I'm going to be signing off with the cinematics playing. Let me know what you make of the hyena habitat. Obviously, I know there's a few little bits and bobs that need finishing off, but do let me know what you make of it. You know, I hope you like it as much as I do, because I really love this habitat. And yeah, I hope you're looking forward to what is to come next. The next episode, my friends, I think what I'm gonna do is potentially finish off everything that's in the zoo now, get it all tied up and looking amazing, and then in that next episode just kind of do like a show off kind of, you know, like a little mini tour, I guess, and just show the whole thing off as it is now. And then after that, we'll jump in and we'll do some quality stuff with all the new animals and things like that. I just feel like we're at that point, you know. I think this is either this is episode 11 or 12, so I feel like we're at that point where I want to show the zoo off, and I want to show you all the artwork that I've been building, because obviously a big part of this project was that I was going to be doing all the plans and the art that goes with it, and I haven't been doing that. But yeah, we can think about that next time, my friends. But if you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's the best way to support the channel. Drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed it, and that is it, my friends. Check the description box as well. Things like my socials and the Discord, which I've mentioned a lot in today's episode, are there for you to get involved in if you should so wish. But I am off, my friends. Stay safe, stay humble. Until the next one, see you all later.